The IT world keeps changing, but there are certain timeless skills that, regardless of your background, can actually be your secret weapon to break into this field. Hello everyone, my name is Andrei Gliga.
And I'm Vlad Skrypnyk. Together, we're cracking the code on the 4 transferable skills that you need to fast-track your career in IT.
If you watched our previous video, we talked about the importance of communication there as well. And in my opinion, this remains one of the most underrated skills if you want to start your career in IT. And this doesn't always boil down to just being able to talk to someone. For example, a researcher of body language, Albert Morabian, actually found that 55% of communication is nonverbal, 38% is vocal, and only 7% words. So this basically means that more than half of what your counterpart interprets is body language. And then the words you actually speak don't matter as much as how you speak them. So how does this help you? Let's look at your day-to-day life and let's try to find some patterns there. For example, do you play video games? How do you interact with your teammates? Or do you work in retail? How important is that smile? For example, I was an actor and I went to a lot of auditions and got rejected a lot of times, like a lot. But that ended up being a strength of mine when I switched my career into IT because I was doing better in interviews. Why? Because I got that experience. So let's think about how your strengths can help you in IT. For example, you're a QA, you're a tester, and you found some bugs. Reporting bugs is always a hassle because nobody actually wants to admit that they created that bug. When you're reporting the bug, you need to make sure you break it down easily. Let's say you are facilitating a meeting. You need to fill the room. Even if it's online, you're engaging your stakeholders. And remember, listening is just as important as everything else.
Attention to detail is the ability to achieve thoroughness and accuracy when accomplishing a task. In IT, this translates into the ability to spot anomalies, discrepancies, anticipate issues, and ensure high-quality output. Now, what this actually just means is that everybody on the team applies this skill in different ways towards the same end goal. As an example, the QA uses attention to detail to spot bugs and inconsistencies that others miss and ensure that the user has a smooth experience. For Scrum Masters, it aids in identifying blockers that the team might have or analyzing the team's workflow in order to make sure that it's as efficient as it possibly can be. The straightforward side to this is having one-to-one meetings with every single member of your team and understanding what everybody's point of view is and what everybody's pain points are. The trickier side to this is understanding what is not said and what goes unnoticed by the entire team. Developers use attention to detail in order to write cleaner and cleaner code as they gain more and more experience. The easier it is for the rest of the team to understand the code a developer writes, and the fewer bugs there are in his code, the more time is saved within the team, the less effort needed to deliver the product, and the more money saved for the company as a whole. Now, there are several ways of developing attention to detail, all the way from hobbies on one hand to entry-level jobs on the other. Hobbies cover everything from certain video games to puzzles to reading. What entry-level jobs can be anything from retail, where you can focus on merchandising and how customers interact with the way that items are displayed on the shop floor, all the way to accounting, video editing. There are plenty of jobs that require attention to detail. Problem solving is the ability to find solutions to difficult or complex issues. In the fast-paced and ever-changing world of IT, problem solving is paramount, as professionals often face unexpected challenges that require quick and effective solutions. What this effectively means is that most problems that you will run into will be unpredictable, but you still have to solve them, you still have to keep your eye on the ball. Different roles approach problem solving in slightly different ways. For QA testers, for instance, problem solving means identifying bugs and finding ways to reproduce them. as well as offering potential solutions beforehand. This drastically helps the rest of your team. For Scrum Masters, facilitating teamwork and removing blockers requires substantial problem-solving skills. You have to keep the team moving smoothly towards their goal. Now, for software developers, writing code is essentially solving a series of small problems. A developer needs to analyze a problem, break it down into small, manageable parts, and then find a solution using the tools and languages available. Now, to develop problem-solving skills, you again have the option of hobbies or low-skill jobs. Hobbies cover everything from puzzles to strategy games to tinkering. Now, in terms of low-skill jobs, in order to develop your problem-solving skills, you can go for something like customer service, retail. These types of jobs, you will have to interact with people with problems every single day, and you will have to solve them as quickly and as efficiently as you possibly can. Now, a useful tip to sharpening your problem-solving skill is adopting a mindset of continuous learning. Getting yourself out of the comfort zone and always looking for new knowledge will help you find unconventional solutions to problems and think fast on your feet.
Have you ever doubted yourself so much that it stopped you from even trying something? I think it's safe to say that most of us have gone through this at one point or another in our lifetimes. And let's admit it, everybody likes their comfort zone and change is hard. The key here is to intentionally cultivate a positive mindset and a take charge attitude. In my experience with IT interviews, I've observed that a candidate's self-perception can significantly influence their performance. Now, let's play a game. I'm going to give you two candidates. You're going to have to hire one.
I usually find that I can figure things out on my own without much help. I mean, I've always been the smartest person in the room. So when I decided to learn coding, I just dived right into it without needing any preliminary stuff. To be honest, I rarely get any criticism. When I do, it's usually from people who don't understand my approach, so I don't pay much attention to it. When I was working on a coding project, for instance, some peers didn't get my method, but I knew I was right.
Certainly. In my last role outside of IT, we faced a significant challenge with inventory management. Despite not being a technical person, I was curious about the problem. I researched various IT solutions and gathered a diverse team to brainstorm ideas. We ended up implementing an automated inventory tracking system, which streamlined the process. It was a great example of how leveraging everyone's expertise and staying open to new ideas can solve complex issues. I view criticism as a learning opportunity. It's not always easy to hear, but it's crucial for growth. I make it a point to listen, reflect, and understand the feedback, then use it to improve. When I was learning to code, for instance, I made mistakes, but the feedback from peers helped me correct them and become better.
So, did you pick the second one? Because I did. Attitude actually plays a huge factor when starting in IT, but it remains just as important as you progress and tackle on more responsibilities. But you gotta be careful here, as leaning too much towards overconfidence can actually paint you as cocky or arrogant, which is a huge red flag in interviews. To avoid this pitfall, try to always maintain a humble demeanor.
Oh, hi. You stuck to the end. Well done. You must really like this video, in which case, try this one out as well. Also, please leave a like and subscribe. We're going through a bit of a transformation right now. We're trying different ideas. If you do have any suggestions or what you'd like us to make, please fill up the comments below. Thank you.